Okay. Okay, let me talk about the new medication that we got to open to the support of each other. So just 2 days ago, we have a national meeting, a website to get a new medication. It's called Crexont. The Crexont, you can think about like a better version of Rytary. It's carbidopa-leopa, but it's going to give you more on time, less frequent. Soon enough, we can start prescribing against some samples. So you can envision with this medication have more smooth formulation, more on time, and less off time. So just a technology, there is a polymer in that adheres to the mucosa in your stomach, and hopefully we'll get a better result than Rytary. So we have a conversation with that, but I want to open to discussion. I want to see somebody want to share your experience with the hurricanes. We don't have one, not two, but three. This is like in baseball. It's straight one, it's straight two, and it's straight three and out. Unfortunately, we have some good friends that actually they came from Washington, D.C., and actually are thinking to go back to Washington because this is too much. Many people get the press. And I just want to see if somebody want to share your experience with the hurricanes and ideas to see what we can support when this is going to happen, because we're in Florida. This year has been very, very busy, but it seems that probably going to happen. As living in Sarasota for many years, I already hear after hurricanes, no, there's nothing happening in Sarasota, always come and go a different route, and we escape. But guess what? Milton was and done. Right in the dot. We just got it. So I just want to hear from you guys how you deal with this, how we can get you like prepare for the, hopefully we want to have another one, but how we can prepare, how we can support each other. In the neighborhood, I just see people supporting each other. We see how you did. So people said, okay, I don't have power, and other people have with the fences and preparation as well, how we place the charters up or charters down. So I just want to open this to discussion and see how was your experience and why, as a Parkinson's place, how we can support you in these moments. So anybody want to participate here? I mean, somebody wants running. So do you have any input or somebody want to participate in this discussion? Please. We have the microphone. Give me 1 second. Yes. So she's going to ask a question. So let's wait for the microphone.
I live in a neighborhood where everybody pretty much stays to themselves, and it was incredible to watch everybody work together. We were without power. The neighbor next door came over and hooked up his generator to our refrigerator. The lady across the street is a nurse at SMH, and she got a grill out and grilled burgers for everybody. And I've never seen such unity. It was very, very helpful.
Yeah, I see the same in the neighborhood. I think coming from that culture, we are very family-oriented to come on this country. I don't know if I get the right impression, but most of the people is more by themselves. So many people have family, but in my culture, we're more family-oriented. We have meetings almost every day, and that's not missing from my country. I don't miss the other things, but here, most of the people are, sorry, that's something. So here we find this sense of community, people helping. I met somebody in my neighborhood. It's not from there. I was thinking it's somebody from the neighborhood, and no, I came from a different place. We don't have power, and some neighbor gave me hospitality to get the power, have a place to go. And going to Lombok Key, for example, I have another experience with. We are very good friends for the Washington, D.C., and see the hurricane actually erase all the dunes where the turtles come to place the nest. It's a shame. But I have another history. Is somebody lost their house, and these friends just give them one of the condominiums to live, because they basically was living in the hotel. So I want to hear histories like this. And again, in preparation, again, for myself, a chicken, I escaped to Orlando. So I went to Orlando. Sometimes I said it's better to, first is our lives, right? So houses, something else can be behind. But again, we don't have to be fool ourselves and no, nothing is going to happen to us. And then the hurricane is here, you know how way to escape. So it's a problem. So the good thing is, at this time, we have different stories. People hearing, most of the people have anti-impact windows. Some people don't. We see the water. We see what happened here, but you see, even across the Florida, here we have the hurricane, but we have the tornadoes in the other coast, and see people being killed by a tornado. So tornado is like coming right like this and erase everything from that. So thank you for that. So what you learn from how we can support, I want to have or look for this spirit that as a Parkinson's place, what we can do for preparation the next time, because sometimes caregivers are by themselves, trying to get the things, and then last minute you want to get some medications, be filled or something like that. But what we can do as a group to help each other. They say that the spirit we find in your neighborhood, what we can do in the Parkinson's place to support each other. I don't know, we can do like we're doing WhatsApp and a group or something, if somebody needs something like a charter, or if somebody have an issue with the medication, or somebody need a caregiver, or somebody have no power or something like that. So what ideas we have from this? So thank you for, what you take from this? What we can, with an input for the group?
Well, I don't know for Parkinson's Place, but I'm trying to keep the neighbors all together from what I saw with the hurricane, rather than going back to like it was before, where everybody just stayed, in their homes.
Yeah, I think it's not only the Parkinson's Place, the neighbor, but the city by itself, right? So initially, how we struggle just getting gas, right? We don't get gas, and we try to get, actually, we depend on our employers. So we have a lot of people that basically don't work for about almost 2 weeks or 1 week, and then there is it's not like PTO. They don't have money for that. They don't have power. They don't have even some supplies at home or even gas. We struggle just to go to work because we don't have gasoline. So that's the thing we have to learn from this. Okay, so anybody else that want to participate?
Okay, I was just thinking maybe we could have a chain in here. Like when I was a teacher, we always had a chain where you would call the next teacher to say, there's a storm coming, don't go to work. But instead of that, have some things, listed. Do you have gas? Do you need anything? Do you need to go to CVS?
Exactly. That's why I want to try those kind of ideas to see we can be prepared for, hopefully, for these kind of emergencies. I know for the shelters, this is a good facility, but I don't know. We can help with something, I don't know. Shelters, power, medication, there's an issue with medications. Again, somebody in preparation, okay, I need this, but we'll be overwhelmed. It's the same as we have with...
One more thing.
Okay, somebody
help me, please.
Is somebody in the Zoom?
Help me, please.
I can hear you. Somebody's there.
This is the Zoom meeting. I can't find it. I have it here, but I don't know what I'm pressing.
What are you trying to do?
I want to hear the speaker.
In our neighborhood, we got along very well because we have a website. And everybody contacted each other through the website, texting, emails, the whole bit. So if you needed something, you'd go on the website and say, hey, I could use this or use that. It kind of brought us all together. Maybe something that could do, Parkinson Place would have something like that people could get together and at least, if nothing else, it provides a little bit of verbal support rather than physical. Let you know that you're okay and your neighbor's okay.
Yeah, exactly what we're doing right now, just to support. Not necessarily need to have some material support, but sometimes you just in this moment that we are very, very afraid. Sometimes somebody talk to you, just looking in a chat, say, no, we okay. We have this damage or no damage. That's very reassurance. Or for example, I was away and my neighbor said, no, we have electricity. So we were planning to come back on Sunday, and they tell me, no, we have electricity. Or no, people know we have electricity, we have water. Come together. Let's have a coffee together or something like that. that's what we like to do with the community as well. As well with getting in preparation for this kind of storm of things, it's better to be prepared ahead on time for medications, because you want the day before. Unfortunately, I already out. Somebody was asking, and I was in Orlando, so I cannot prescribe this. But in preparation is always with. I see a lot of people will have a problem with medications that start. I need this refill, so get those refills on time. So that's the kind of support, and again, it's a good idea to have like in a chat or something. I don't know. We can build like a chat in these emergencies to say we can get support, or we said they change. The thing is, it could be awesome. We have as well in our community a chat that people say, okay, I have this problem. Or for example, we see a couple of people when the Hurricane Kingston, a couple of people that came that were in the community to try to get in their houses. So that's very important, the safety. So that's great ideas. So what else we can do? Thank you for that again.
Someone could be in charge of the weather, like, because if you don't have power, sometimes you don't know the recent track or the recent recommendation.
Sure. So actually, just to let you know, there are different applications in the cell phone. There's one is Climb. You pay like $9. You can just subscribe for that, and actually it's a very nice tracker. For that is hour per hour. So I follow that. It is very nice.
Sometimes there's no,
Everybody should get a transistor radio.
That's perfect. Yes, that's.
It's a lifesaver because, yeah. You should put on your list now and get one now and get a transistor radio.
Yeah, we go to back
And
on
we have
time.
one that even if you turn it, I don't even, and it keeps charging the battery. And y'all, we listen to that 24 hours a day. And they were telling you everything that was happening at every minute. Because speaking for myself, I was scared to death.
Yeah, I think we. So is somebody telling you they were not scared, they're not telling the truth. I think even being in Florida, especially people having the first experience with hurricanes, like our friends, not one, not two, but three, but even being a Floridian, I know 100% Floridian, I love Floridian, very proud to be that, but it's very scary. Even it's a category 1, even Debbie hit us to us with rain, so we have as well Helene, and then we had Milton, and then we have somebody else cooking in the Atlantic right now. So hopefully not. But there's another name right there, but it's probably not coming to us. But in any case, what you say with transistor radio is very, very important. You have power. Yes, there is a lot of channels tell you all, like the Weather Channel, Fox Weather. There is a lot of resources you can do even with the internet, but with an application that can tell you in your cell phone, you don't have power, but still you have some batteries. It's always good idea to have your lamps, a way to charge your cell phones, or even the cell phone or your iPad. Then you can get that information. But I think getting information from a radio is an excellent idea, or TV. So sometimes the TV is too much sometimes, because getting there and they get you there and you show you that. And so sometimes we just go to different channels, you be not too much, because sometimes it's just too much. You get more anxiety. Sometimes you start watching 24/7 there. So my advice is once in a while look in that, but again, try to turn to a movie or something like that. Try to distract yourself a little bit, because always the anxiety go there. The anxiety. But doesn't mean be careless, because always people say, no, I'm okay. And when they tell you how to evacuate, you need to evacuate. Because many people, they say, no, I want to stay here. Or I had the answer, no, I don't have a place to go. It's something like that. But at some point, you have to decide you need to get out of here, you need to get out of here. So who else want to participate?
And then you can also sign up with the county to make sure they have, if anybody needs assistance, be on the list. So this way, if you do have to evaluate, they will come to get you.
Absolutely, and the county, and the shelters, make sure we get this information.
Exactly. I think the hardest part is the anxiety that goes through it. It's anxiety before, it's anxiety, trying to prepare. And it's hard if you don't have anybody that helps you. And as a caregiver, it's rough. And then you got to go through the storm, and then you got to go through the after. So it's so much emotional and physical toll on everyone, and especially, and I know the people that have it feel bad that they can't be helping, so they've got their feelings on it, and the caregivers, it's just it's a hard thing to navigate.
Yeah, I feel stressed by myself. I cannot imagine being a caregiver or even being a patient with Parkinson's. So it is definitely a lot of stress. So I think we can at least just speak with the neighbor or speak with a friend that give me relief. So that's some people just speaking because you just stay by yourself and you get everything and your anxiety, the unknown is the worst. So you speak with somebody or the chat or just have a phone call. We are a human chimneys. So we have all these fumes there. You start speaking, okay, you take out the fumes, okay. So we are in the same boat. Somebody's got me some advice, or at least we laugh or distract ourselves with something. It's very important.
As long as it stays positive, because I felt most of my phone calls, I was telling them it's going to be okay, instead of them saying,
Yes.
you got this. And so if I text them back, can you talk now? Only if you're going to be positive and supportive. Because if you're going to be like, oh my God, you're going to die, I don't want to hear that. So that was hard to deal with too. I heard from people that I haven't heard from since elementary school. So you want to say goodbye because you think I'm going to die? Like, why are you calling me? So, it was a lot with
That's
that
true.
too, and dealing with people's emotions that were watching it on television and said, okay, they're both going to die, so let me say goodbye.
Yeah, I haven't heard from any of my classmates in Colombia, but a lot of people came, they was very supportive, so I think it's a great idea. So you have a network, family members, friends, that actually, where they distract you, support you, that emotional support is very important. So I think we need to support each other in these moments. So, very good.
There's a term after hurricanes. Sorry, you got it? I do. Okay. And it's hurricane fatigue. And it's just a general term, and we've both lived here almost 70 years, or he has, his native. So it happens to everyone after the hurricane, even one passes. So
And we strike 3 times now.
yeah.
So. Yeah, that's true. So all the stress before the hurricane, the thing is coming to us, not coming to us, the preparation, and then what's going to happen with our lives first, and what is going to happen with our properties. So we see a lot of stories about damage in the roof, damage in the cage, damage, not looking for more people that you see a lot across the state with flooding, the tornadoes, deaths. In the previous storm, one person was driving and one of the signs got to the car and killed him. So it's a lot of stress. There's a lot of fatigue. Just getting to see what's going on. It's coming to us. It's just deviating to Tampa, and I'm finding, no, it's going to a little down to, I see the map, it's not going to down to Venice, and no, go back to Sarasota. Now it's category 5, and then no, it's going to be 4, and then going to be strike to 3, no, go back again to 4. So it's very scary, because and the first time we have 10 years ago, I was thinking a lot of things that the house is going to be watered up to here and we're going to disappear. Now we're a little more optimistic, but still we know when to use. We have to think about it. What's first? You need to evacuate, you evacuate. The house can be there. You can go take like a vacation, go to different place where they say could be the best. Probably again, it's probably the house will be okay or not, but you don't have to suffer this stress. So if you can do it, it's something we can consider or not. Yes, a thought, because it's a lot of stress and fatigue. So who else they want to participate? Anybody else you want to? Yeah, this is important that you participate and share thoughts that we sometimes we don't think about it.
We evacuated.
We can hear you. You're good.
We evacuated to Georgia, but I have a granddaughter in North Carolina where there was and still is some really dire circumstances. In the town of Black Mountain, there was a small cafe which contributed to the health and well-being of the community by opening the cafe and just serving coffee. It was just a place to be. and to.
We can open a cafe here, right?
There you go. This is 4 times bigger than that cafe.
Yes.
It's a welcoming space, and so
Yes.
perhaps something like that after a storm.
After
could be
the storm, we can
considered.
do something like support. We have a very nice psychologist here, Dr. Priano, by the way. I think she's leaving, but that's what we need with the fatigue, post-stress. I think sometimes we can talk like PTSD. It's a post-traumatic stress disorder, post-hurricane stress disorder. We can talk like and unfortunately, this is paradise. When I met some new patients, so we said, welcome to paradise. And one of my patients said, yes, it's a paradise except for one word, hurricanes. So yes, it is. That's the price we pay for that. But again, looking for my dear friends from DC, I think they are in depression at the point they are thinking to go back to DC. But yeah, that's overwhelming sometimes, especially when it's trying to hit it to us. Who else want to participate? Please, thank you. No, please, take all the time you want.
I felt like the most important thing when you hear a hurricane coming, make sure you have your flashlights ready with
Yes.
extra batteries.
Yes, sir,
Okay?
absolutely.
Very important.
Yeah, we had the old lamps, flashlights. Now we have some generators or devices that you can charge your cell phone. So be sure you get those. And during the hurricane as well, there's a lot of propaganda about some brands of generators that is not with gasoline. With the solar energy, it could be safer. Because you have the generator, but you don't have the gas like this time. So it's better to have those implemented. So have your lamps ready, be sure you have some water. But again, when this happens, there's like a lot of stress, and we see, and go to the child, you're gonna find water. People get all the things, like, I had the flashback, we went to the COVID initially. People were fighting for towel paper or for water, or we had this stress, and the food, and now the gas. Try to get the gas before escaping to Orlando was very difficult. I want to tell you what was my experience. We went to Guagua here in 70 and Lorraine, and there was no gas, and was only one pump was working, so I placed here and it was not working. I was so fortunate with somebody from Uruguay, and I didn't know he was from Uruguay, but so he said, this guy had been waiting here for half an hour. So he talked with the person behind him and said, it's okay for him to park here and get the pump from this side, the pump? And they said yes. So this is the thing that we see in these circumstances. So it's very extreme, but I think any input you have for us is very important. Something like that is important. So who else want to participate? Just talk about your fears, your exhaustion. This is what we are right now. We are supporting each other. We try to get these fumes. So anybody has a very bad damage in your house? Any bad one or any flooring? Tell me.
We didn't have any damage, but I'll probably cry when I tell you the story.
Take this.
But my husband's cousin lives in Clearwater Beach, and they live on the bay.
I think that they don't hear you there. Let's look at the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
No. I can hear you, but I don't, and it's not in the system.
Maybe it's not up. Maybe the battery's dead.
I'm talking about batteries, you see?
Can you hear me now?
And yes.
Anyway.
Please start over.
My husband's cousin lives at Clearwater Beach, and their house is on the bay. And they've lived in this house for 41 years, and they lost their house.
Mm.
They've had a problem with flooding over the years, but never anything like this. And of course, and they're, in their 70s. So to rebuild this house, it would have to be built to code. Now, of course, it's not at code at all. It's not elevated at all. And so I'm sure they're not going to do that. But I mean, Alan's cousin, Becky, is just broken, And you see these on the news and all, you see these people that their houses have been destroyed and all their belongings are sitting out on the street, for the garbage man to come pick up. It's just totally overwhelming, And I just feel so blessed that, we really didn't sustain any damage really to our house at all. But we don't live in a flood zone. And we don't live in an evacuation area either. And the stress, you know, like you went to Orlando, Dr. Gonzalez. I don't know if the stress is worse if you're away, worrying about what's happening to your house, to your home, or if you're there, listening to that wind blow, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I think this depends on the point of view, but I think life is first. I think your family is first. So there wasn't, you imagine the hurricane is 5 and they tell you have to go. You stay, you worry about your house and
Well,
your
if I
soul will
was
be
told
gone.
to go, I would go.
Yeah,
No doubt.
but again, the stress of being here, I've been here sometimes, I prefer to go to where there's no, actually people went to Miami and they don't have anything, but going to Port St. Lucie, that's supposed not to be a problem, they get a tornado, people get killed over there. So going to Georgia is a good place or something like that, but in the previous storm, it's not, I don't know what's right or wrong. In the previous one, the healing was straight, went to Carolinas and get a lot of damage over there. And besides that, you don't have enough gas. So it's a tough decision. You have to look the map and see what you want to do. But again, I understand what you say. I didn't know what's going to happen with the house. When you came back to the house, I'm glad there was no significant damage, but I'm glad, again, I saved myself from the stress to be here. The stress of this, somebody described like you are down and a plane go on top of you right there. You hear the noise, the wind, and they probably something is going to take you away. So that's very scary. But yeah.
To me, it's the timing of the drive you're going to make.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, I have a couple friends that left in my neighborhood, but, you know, if you wait and wait, till you're sure, I would never get on those roads. I would be.
Absolutely right.
I would be the disaster on the road.
Absolutely. It's a timing. You have to take the decision. You want to leave earlier. You don't make your mind and you want to escape. Now the roads will be very congested. You don't get gas, and you envision you stuck in traffic with things coming and stop rest on there is probably not a good scenario.
But when do you decide?
So I want to tell you what's my personal, and it's not right or wrong, and it's not any magic. We have a partner, Dr. Cantero. He didn't blink with any kind of a storm. I have been here for 15 years. When he said, I want to go to Costa Rica, you said, I'm out here. So I don't know how he knows this is going to come to us. Again, with the storm, we don't know the trajectory. Again, they can, and then minute they can go like a different way. So I didn't tell you just where my best advice is, you think April is coming, take your decision early. Take the decision and stay with that and go right away. If you have hesitation, you wait, you think too much, you just stay, play your shadows and bless yourself. Make sure you have your water, make sure you have your friends in the phone, and that's what you need to do. So the answer is take your decision early in the game. And you take the decision and nothing happen, have a good vacation, have a good time, come back and say, hello, I went to this, let me show you some pictures. That's it. So who else want to talk? Okay, somebody's, I want anybody else to have any other experience to share. What about Richard? How you did?
We're in zone 1.
Okay, you get to Richard. We're Ricky Ricardo. I'm sorry to place you in the spot, Richard.
Right, doctor. We're in zone 1, so we had a mandatory evacuation right away, so we got out
Where do you live, Richard?
Siesta Key,
Of course.
a mile off the beach, so we had to get out. And we came back, we were lucky, no, there was no physical damage to the house.
And the eye, the hurricane came from Siesta Key, you know that, right?
The ice saved us, actually.
Yeah, actually, you see the news and the TV, the person that was in the Weather Channel, when the eye already was quiet in that very moment. They showed before in the eye, and actually like a very nice piece, and after that, there was a different story.
After the eye, it was terrible, but a lot of my neighbors lost a lot of stuff. We were lucky, we were just lucky.
Thank you for sharing, Richard. We appreciate it. Sorry to place you in this spot.
That's all right.
Anybody else who want to participate? Please, thank you. Thank you for doing it.
You mentioned You mentioned having your medicine beforehand. I had something new happen to me this time. I've been here 6 years, and I live down in Englewood. So in Ian 2 years ago, the wall came right around and slammed us. We had a lot of damage. We didn't have so much this time, but I knew enough to have enough of my medicine. I had a new one happen to me yesterday. I got an email from the pharmacy I use. I got mad at CVS about a year ago about, and so there's a little pharmacy in Northport. It's called Florida Family Pharmacy. And they're in a big plaza right on 41 next to the Goodwill. And they're very, very popular. A lot of people go. I got an email from them yesterday. Said they're out of business because Milton slammed them so hard that they lost everything, including access to their computers. And so now I have to figure out how to get all of my
transfer your prescriptions
back to CVS, and I don't know how that's going to work. So it's a good thing I have extra because it's going to take me a little while. So even after Ian, you got to make sure you have enough medicine to take you for a while in case something else happens.
Exactly. That's a good point. Thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing with, he's got a lot of medications, and what I did is do an emergency bag. Even though we were staying, I had a bag with his meds, the dog stuff, a change of clothes, just thinking ahead, like 3 to 8. If we had to walk on foot, we had to get out, something happened, I had a bag packed. So it was just something, again, part of the preparation, thinking ahead, not just the day of the event, but just thinking 3 to 8.
I think this is a great idea, and only that, and as well, you have your more important papers, for example, your passport, the deal, your house, things that are very important to have it, or the insurance. Even though, I don't know why we play flood insurance and something like that, most of the time they don't cover anything. You know that better than myself, but it's important to keep all these papers, all the prescriptions, so the most important thing in that bag, and something that is water protective, and the most important medication, people that need medication for blood pressure or cardiovascular medication that are very important that you cannot stop, benzodiazepine, narcotics, something like that, that definitely is something you cannot stop. Okay. To give the microphone for her. Thank you for that participation. Thank you, people getting less shy, that's why you're talking. Thank you for your support.
We stayed, but we put all our important papers in the dishwasher in trash bags. It worked. In case we had flooded, everything would have been safe because it's waterproof.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, very good. More ideas? Anybody else want to? Thank you, Richard, sorry. Anybody else want to participate? Yes, thank you.
I fill the pillboxes every week, and I filled an additional week. So at the start of the hurricane, the second or third hurricane, then every time I had 2 weeks full that stayed in an emergency bag, ready to go. So didn't have to think, just
Perfect.
do that. So be prepared, I think. We've lived here a long time, so as it goes on, it's not so hard to have your important papers and have everything, because every hurricane season, every time we get ready, even if there's no storm. So
We're supposed to be close to the end of the hurricane season in November, but it's not done. So that's the price to live in paradise, and the price to live close to the water. We said, okay, when you want to buy your house, we say, no, I like a very nice view to the water, and then you start thinking about that, or when you want to build your house, but you do have some elevation in your foundation, because they make a difference. Actually, I was looking at an article between seeing some people with flooring here versus some people with no flooring, because they build it up a little bit, so they make a big difference. So when you're going to find or thinking about construction or building, think about that, flooring zone, no flooring zone, close to the water, and what the elevation in your house would be. You can get your hurricane impact windows, so the new charters that you can place that are now very nice electric ones. That you just have the electric one, very expensive, but as well getting good. When we were building, we tried to place the hurricane impact windows, but there was not because the COVID, they said you cannot have it. So we have partial and partial Charles, partial hurricane. So this is something that is important. Living in Florida is something to think about it. So in that way, you feel a little safer. That happens. Yes, Richard. Yes, sir.
Did you open your office Monday? You open Monday?
We open Monday. Have been working all the week. Yes.
Did you notice anything in your patients because of the storm?
I haven't heard anything about any bad things about patients. I just somebody communicate with me, but I don't hear anything. And we have been working. Monday was we had like a schedule like 25 people, trial like 17, and today have been very busy. And we have a memo that because the storm, there was no electricity, so initially we couldn't work. And the staff, there was a question they will be paid or not because of the storm. And there's no work, no money, no. So that was the same with us. So it's like a PTO for us, but we haven't heard anything about any patient that so far. Let me see if somebody else want to talk here. Thank you.
We have to evacuate too, but I have a dog and a cockatoo. And that was very hard because the hotels don't want the birds, only dogs and cats. Then I had to put my cockatoo in a cat carrier and cover him and threaten that if he talks, they're going to eat him. It was hard.
So let me tell you, we have a parrot as well, and actually there is a family, a pet center in Ace University and Lago Ridge, and they have like a hotel for birds. And so it's next time you can call in advance and leave it there, and they take a good care. You know, no, they're not behind. They actually do well. I took my dog with myself, and then she was with me all the time. But yes, it's called Little Feather. My bird is called Little Feather. She stays there and she's good. She's very particular. So I said she probably could be a female because I don't know how she's going to react anytime. So she's good sometimes, and finally you bite you. So that's good. So that's good. We have a good. It's called Little Feather. It's an Indian ring parrot. It's very nice. I will show you. She's very nice. I think the pets are very important. Talking about that, I think we can talk about pets are very good therapy. When I was in the hurricane, my dog was with me, and she released me a lot of my anxiety. So I was with her, and she was very good. That's what my therapy dog did during the hurricane. That's another good therapy. With the stress before, during, or after, pets are they're great. And actually they know when the storm is happening. They know, they do.
Yeah, he was very, very nervous. I put it in the bed in the hotel, and he just was very nervous and looking out through the window.
Yeah. So thank you for that. All those are the life experiences. So I think we have to, as a Parkinson's place, we can try to see what we can do for future reference, Susan. So I don't know, for shelter, I don't know how much of that, but got like a support, get like a place that people can get and log and chat, say, okay, I have a problem, somebody have an extra carbidopa, or I have no energy, or I have my problem with that, as a caregiver, my husband cannot be moved, somebody can help me, something like that, something that we can support each other, like neighborhood, like a place we can help each other. Okay. Anybody else?
I notice whether it's this time or any type of stress, Craig's meds don't work as well. They're not as effective. He could take Ritari, and usually he's pumping 15, 20 minutes, an hour and a half Kucobal, and he's still not getting. Is the stress weakening almost the
Absolutely. Stress can make any neurological condition, especially Parkinson's, worse. There is no question. So sometimes just try to do some modifications. You can try to get some extra medication, but sometimes could be either way. You take too much, you have much dyskinesias, hallucinations. So I don't think it's a magic case by case, but I think sometimes modification, sometimes you can try just a small amount. I would say just in Parkinson's, we do small changes in this. You can do an extra, see what happens. This is, if people, somebody's getting hallucinations already, you get a little more hallucinations, but off time, try to get a busy support is what we need, but definitely is a struggle. And hopefully, again, talking about that, hopefully this new medication will give you more extra time and get it more smooth. But yes, it's very stressful that we just want to share, have a seat here. I want you to feel that your support, the Parkinson's place can make a support each other, and it's another place to try to relay in with these difficult times. And again, this is a conversation that, as you said, the fatigue for hurricane or depression post-hurricane or struggle with getting back to normal life. So at least this is something that we try to heal us as a group from this experience. Okay, so thank you for what's a new topic for the next time. Anybody? I was talking about probably getting some new advances in Parkinson's. We can talk about the new medication. Again, we're very excited actually. There was a conference 2 days ago about this. So just imagine the carbidopa given by mouth that lasts for longer, less fluctuations, less frequency, and it seems to be a better option for our patients. It's in the market since Tuesday. It's C as in cat, R as in Richard, E as in Edward, X and X. O-N-T, Crexont. O-N-T. Crexont. I don't know how the pronunciation. You're the gringos, you have to tell me. Right? Crexont. I don't know how these names come, like Qulipta for migraines, or Anjovi, or Aimovig, or there's very, very absurd names, but it's called Crexont. And now we have a new medication for Alzheimer's. It's called Kisunla. And we got very proud to have the memory clinic. I'm doing infusions. It's once a month. So we're getting more and more people getting diagnosed with Alzheimer's. The first time we can tell 100% people have Alzheimer's. We have a biomarker is a beta amyloid PET scan. So we're very proud to that. In the future, we can talk about as well the same with Parkinson's. We have the DAT scan. But now, in the future, we're going to have a blood test until you have or you don't have the beta amyloid. So before you have the problems with memory, because there's accumulation 10 or 15 years before actually, I consider myself normal, probably getting old as well and have some issue with memory. But before getting to any preclinical issue with dementia, cognitive, you can be tested and you have it, you've been treated. So that's the future for this. That's the first time amazing we have this. So it's here. Okay, so thank you for your assistance. Thank you for your support. And hopefully we'll have to say Nadine hello. Nadine is the next one, Nadine.